DownChild.
And when Donnie started out, there wasn't anything called Canadian blues. DownChild kicked the door open.
So I'm a fan of Donnie's and I'm a friend.
He brought the whole crew from Saturday Night Live.
We conceived the Blues Brothers listening to DownChild.
Music is just, it's what I do. There's nothing else.
Well, is there a better way to work through your Tuesday than getting an opportunity to speak with one of the members of the legendary DownChild Blues Band? Welcome to Chuck Jackson. Chuck, you have been with the band for 33 years.
Yeah, it seems like yesterday. It sounds impressive, but it's only about 27 American.
Musician and comedian. I like it. I like it. Now, in terms of, the technical components of what you bring to the band, I believe you to be, you sing, you play harmonica, tenor sax. What don't you do?
I don't play tenor sax, that's for sure. No, we have a tenor sax player.
Oh,
Pat
okay.
Carey is in the band, yeah.
Oh, okay, Pat Carey.
Pardon me?
No, I said yes. I see that there now, Pat Carey. Okay.
I don't want to take the credit away from him. He's one of the best.
Well, no, and I think all of you combined really have distinguished yourselves since the inception of the band in 1969. I was doing some research, and the sheer breadth of collaborations that your band has achieved with so many. Talk to me about some of the highlights that stand out in this lengthy and illustrious career.
Well, we've had many, that's for sure. And I guess probably one of the biggest highlights for myself and the rest of the guys was opening up for B.B. King in 1999 at Massey Hall. And after the show, we got to spend time with B.B. in his dressing room, and truly the king of the blues and a perfect gentleman. We had a lot of fun talking with him.
Wow. So, and beyond that, I've seen some Canadian notables. I've seen Dan Aykroyd's name. I've seen David Wilcox. So really, you are quite well known in and of yourselves, obviously. You have...
And also, one of the great Northern Ontario performers, Paul Shaffer from David Letterman.
David Letterman, yeah, wow. And I think it's easy to forget, that his musical capacity always was a standout on the show. Could certainly bring another level to any bit that David Letterman was doing. So you have what is being billed by the Sioux Blues Society as the longest 50th anniversary ever. You have a show coming up here at the Sioux Community Theatre Center, one that is very, very exciting. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to coming up, and it's pretty much towards the end of our long tour that started in 2019. It's been a long one, and we're doing the Sioux, and then we finish off the whole 3 years of 50th anniversary in Sudbury, but we're really looking forward to getting up to the Sioux. We've got a lot of Northern Ontario members in our band. Gary Kendall on bass and Talia Rima on piano are from Thunder Bay, and of course Donnie grew up in North Bay, Ontario. Donnie Walsh, Mr. DownChild, and he just recently was and entered into the North Bay Music Hall of Fame, so that's pretty exciting.
Wow.
But we'll be coming up doing a lot of stuff from our 20 CDs, 8 tracks, cassettes, vinyl, whatever people have at home, and giving you a little preview of all those, and of course finishing off with our big 3, the songs that the Blues Brothers covered. I Got Everything I Need Almost, Shotgun Blues, and of course Flip Flop and Fly, which we had as a top 10 hit in 1972. It was so long ago now.
Wow, that's amazing. So exciting. So the show then, November the 11th, you're talking a lot about touring. I mean, do you ever see yourself slowing down, or it's just going to be steady as she goes for as long as it goes?
Well, you know, the older you get, the more authentic you get as a blues singer.
Yeah.
So we're all going to keep going until we can't. Well, I mean, now that it's been a 3-year 50th anniversary, we only have 2 more years to go to hit 55. So we might as well at least get to there. And, you know, I'm pretty excited too that Jenny Ty will be opening up for us up in the Sioux. And she's a 3-time Maple Blues Award nominee. So it's going to be a great show. And we're looking forward to seeing a lot of our fans and friends up in Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, and certainly the fan base in the Sioux is significant. We did post that the show was coming, and we've had a lot of feedback. You know, my mother and I are very excited. We hope to attend. So yeah, it's really, I really like the venue. The Sioux Community Theatre Center has tremendous acoustics, so I think that it will be. Have you played there before?
You know, I believe we have. I mean, we played in the Sioux many times.
Okay.
Is it a relatively new theater?
Well, it's in. I don't know how well you would be like how familiar you are with the Sioux, but it's there's White Pines Collegiate and Vocational School, just kind of at the outskirts, the east end of the city, and it's that theater. I don't know that it's necessarily new, although it's likely has seen some renovations in the last several years. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it's obviously newer than the DownChild Blues Band.
Well, yes, I think we could say that. What are some of the other venues you like? Do you remember the venues that you've played in the Sioux before? Because certainly we've had some great theaters that have come and gone.
Yeah, but back in the old days, we played a lot of bars and stuff like that. So, I think back in the old days, we were playing mostly bars in the area, and I'm sure most of those are closed now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some of them are still around.
I think there was one called, was it called the Landmark?
The Landmark, perhaps. That would be before my time, but my time isn't as as short as it would seem. But so, talk to me about one gig. Even if you don't remember the venue, that's fine. One gig in particular that stands out in your mind, and why?
Well, one of the early DownChild gigs that I was on, we were playing in Oshawa, Ontario, and it was about this time of year. And we were doing an outdoor gig, and it happened to be at a driving range. And we were driving there from Toronto, and it started to snow. And I said to Donnie, we're not really going to play outside, are we? I mean, it's snowing, it's cold. And we get there, and it's a typical driving range. It's a little room where, you can rent balls and get clubs if you want and stuff like that. And we look out into the driving range, and there's a flatbed truck there, and there's nobody out there, no one. And we said, so are we playing out there? And the lady said, oh yeah, you start playing, they'll show up. So we went out, started playing, there was no one there. And all of a sudden, just like a drive-in movie, all these cars started pulling in. And they came in single file and pulled in front of the stage, lined up. The snow was still coming down. They had their windshield wipers on. And every time we'd finish a song, they'd honk their horns instead of applause. And when we got to the end, and I've got everything I need almost. And, usually the crowd yells out almost. People just honk their horns. I got everything I need. Honk, honk. And after we finished, they all honked their horns for applause and turned on their cars and drove away, and we went home. That was a pretty weird one.
And proceeded to thaw out and warm up and all of that good
Yes,
stuff.
of course. Yeah, we had a couple of hot toddies after that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that on November the 11th at the Sioux Community Theatre Center, you will get more than honking, you will get applause, and I'm very excited to have had this opportunity to speak with you, Chuck. I want to thank you made the time today, and I will absolutely be writing this up today, and I'm really excited to see the show. So, yeah.
Well, it should be a great show. It's Remembrance Day, so we're going to try to give them something to remember.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, thank you once again for your time today, and I look forward to taking in the show and catching it on the 11th. Take care.
I'm looking forward to saying hi to you and your mother.